I made a pact 2 years ago to not cover Assassin's Creed anymore. I'm done with the series, or I was done with the series 2 years ago. I couldn't stand where the series had started with Altair and Ezio and had ended with I don't even know who the new assassins are. That's how far out of the loop I've been in the series. And the series, with each new entry, has been yet another unique and interesting disappointment for me as a fan of the series. And I am a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed series. I've played this game series for almost a decade plus, and I couldn't take it 2 years ago, so I said, I'm done, I'm out, I can't do it anymore, I can't play this video game series anymore. I'm not gonna cover it, I'm not gonna talk shit about it because it's repetitive. Until Friday of last week, when another video game trailer for the new entry, or technically it was a new video game trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the new entry into the Assassin's Creed universe, the new entry into the Assassin's Creed series. And I was looking at that trailer and I listened to what, I don't know the developer's name, the game director's name is, but I was listening to a part of his interview with IGN and he was breaking down some game mechanics in that game. And I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of interesting, this is kind of new. And, you know, during the pandemic and during self-isolation, I was like, you know, maybe I'll pick it up holiday of 2020. But then I thought to myself, I'm like, 24, you know what they're gonna do. You already know, despite the promises, despite how cool the trailer looks, and it does look very, very cool, you know what this video game is going to be. You know that it's going to be a ripoff of other game mechanics, a lack of improvement on the game mechanics itself. They still haven't improved upon the parkour mechanics. How exactly are they? Let me ask you a question if you're a viewer. How are they going to improve upon the parkour mechanics when it doesn't look like they're going to have buildings and rooftops and environments that can enable the player and the character to do parkour in? I can't believe it. I was like, no, they're not going to improve upon the parkour mechanics. I know that the game director said that the combat was revitalized, maybe not revitalized, but it was changed, it was improved upon, things of that nature. Pretty much what the developer said when Assassin's Creed Unity had come out, and I was disappointed with that game's combat. And I'm like, it's not going to be better than the best games. There's nothing that they take that's unique about them. There's nothing that they do that's unique about them that they'll put into Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I haven't even seen any gameplay, and I know that. I know that for a fact, because Ubisoft does that with every single video game. They did that with with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. They were and Origins. They said, you know what? We don't necessarily have any new and interesting game mechanics, so we'll take part of the game mechanics that were successful in other games, not just Assassin's Creed games, but in other games, and we'll put those game mechanics in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Let's talk about copycats. Let's talk about rip-off artists. People who copy your original ideas and then pass them off as their own. People who hide behind this idea that they were inspired by your work, but actually just steal it wholesale. I'm talking about wholesale theft. The thing about being original, about original ideas, is that it's about looking internally. What motivates me and finding ideas there. The thing about theft is that you cheat. You just look at what somebody else is doing and say, I'll just do what he's doing, and I'll pretend that was my own idea. The really tough part about that is how much work it takes to be original, how much brain power, how much consideration it takes to make sure you're coming up with ideas that are truly your own, just to have them ripped off, just to have them stolen. And it gets really frustrating when they're stolen by people that have big followings, so a lot of their followings don't know that this work was stolen. There's certainly no credit there, and it's painful. You can copy the mechanics, you can copy a style, you can copy an aesthetic, but rip-off artists can never emulate the heart behind telling a great story, the soul behind something that actually moves or affects people in an emotional way. So there's that.
And you see other games actually get inspired by Dark Souls-esque combat, which everybody compares the Assassin's Creed series to, and everybody's like, oh my god, the Assassin's Creed series, its combat is so much revitalized, it's so great, it's so fantastic, oh my god, 24.
Shut the fuck up, you don't know what you're talking about.
And then I play Star Wars, the Jedi The Fallen Order, and I'm like, oh my god, this game's combat is way better than Assassin's Creed Odyssey, than Assassin's Creed Origins, than any Assassin's Creed game, and it was underdeveloped when it came out. It wasn't as polished as it definitely could have been, and I guarantee you if they had another year to 2 years, it would have even been a better video game when it came out, and it was unfinished. And it's better than almost every other Assassin's Creed game that's been out in the last couple of years, story-wise and combat-wise. They do Dark Souls combat better than the Assassin's Creed series, and they've been doing that style of combat for what, 3-4 years? There's always going to be that initial reaction after the trailer is released and everybody loses their mind. But then, once you play the game, once you get the game in your hands, it's like, oh wait, we've played this game dozens of times before. I have a feeling that, the Assassin's Creed universe, because they've also had some mythological creatures and things of that nature in the video game series now, in Origins and in Odyssey, they're like, let's go to the Vikings, instead of having a video game that everybody and their mother has wanted pretty much for the last 10 years, and that's a Assassin's Creed set in feudal Japan where you literally play as a ninja. Apparently they don't want to do that. They want to make Vikings and pretty much copy everybody else and not make an original video game. Even though the game hasn't been released yet, and even though I haven't seen any of the gameplay, I've only seen what you've seen, and I'm only going off of the last 10 years of experience that I've had with Ubisoft and how they release video games and how they develop video games. I am still a sucker for gameplay. I am still a sucker to watch any type of gameplay, both good and bad, and I even have more thoughts about Ubisoft and about Assassin's Creed that I'll share later on when this gameplay comes out. I don't know when it's going to come out, maybe next month, maybe this month, I don't know, we'll see, but I got some more thoughts to share when that new gameplay comes out. This has been 24. Remember, like, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more. Until my next video, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.